Things I didn't know. Rioting is apparently a life skill. I didn't know that until now. This all comes about because of a stupid tweet I saw. You don't hear rightists talking about homesteading because they can't do it. Leftists can do it. No. 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 You can't. We can rough it. Really, can you? Can you rough it? I don't know about that. Now, to be fair, I've been on the playa. I've been to Burning Man. I have a playa name. That is an awesome place. I would not call the playa roughing it. It's hot. You need to bring everything with you, but it's a gifting economy in Black Rock City. You don't pay for anything. You don't barter for anything. It's actually quite a wonderful place. But you can get to everything you need with very little difficulty. Someone, somewhere's got it. And you prepared for it, so you brought everything you need. That's not roughing it. A festival is not roughing it. Roughing it is being trapped somewhere because a tornado that never happens in your area made it so you couldn't get out. And you're stuck there for days. No food. No shelter, per se. No comforts in what shelter you have. Roughing it is not what that particular leftist thinks when they say roughing it. We're better at roughing it and gardening, riots. Why are you proud of being better at rioting? Do you realize why the right doesn't riot? Because we're not trying to destroy the United States. We're not. We still follow the Constitution, which says rioting isn't protected, which says it's illegal. So yeah, celebrate being good at rioting. Celebrate being so good at breaking the law. But then you guys always forget that the justice system, for the most part, is on your side because they're all Democrats. Nothing leftists do is actually difficult. Nothing leftists do is actually dangerous. Oh my God, they're going up against the cops. The cops are not going to kill you unless you try to kill them first. No matter how much you want to spin it, every time an extreme leftist dies at the hands of police, they're the ones who opened fire first. The leftist, not the police. Leftists, we're good at this. Well, you're good at denying reality. You're really good at trying to spin facts to suit your needs. You're really good at convincing a bunch of very low bar people to do your bidding because they are incapable of doing any sort of research themselves, or their inability to find their own identity outside of massive groups. You're good at convincing them to join you. Okay? But don't say you're good at riots without ever knowing what the right would do with regard to a riot. I mean, there's that show Alone. I mean, I saw the first season, and that was the shit. But let me tell you, the leftists didn't make it. There was one guy who seemed kind of left, but he spent most of his time crying to himself. He wasted time to make a guitar, which that's a waste of time when you're trying to survive. He did not have his camp very well established. He did not have a well-established source of food. He had that guitar, though. He also had a makeshift canoe that he didn't think about the tide or the currents when he set out from his little makeshift camp. No, he didn't think about those things. So he spent half a day wasting and expending energy to get back to shore because he didn't think about these things. So again, tell me again, a leftist will do better at surviving outdoors? We could go long times without showers. Because that's a skill you need. You know, even if you don't have access to a goddamn shower, you should be washing yourself. Otherwise, disease pops up. Most people in today's society, most people on Twitter who talk about how they're roughing it and they know what it's like, they've been through bad things. Their bad things are nothing. We're a first world country. Our bad things are nothing. Go anywhere else in the world, start complaining about the shit you dumbasses complain about here in the U.S., you will find that no one gives a goddamn. No one cares. And they're going to look at you like you're crazy. Like we should have always looked at you people. You're crazy. You think communism's a good idea? You're freaking stupid. On a small scale, sure, communism works. Put it on a large scale, it becomes the puppet of one person. And that always happens. You guys never realize this. That always happens. You want to call the right fascist. You people don't even understand what fascism is if you're calling people on the right fascist. National Socialist Democratic German Workers' Party. They were socialist Democrats. And look what they did. They did horrifying things. Horrifying things. For National Socialist Democratic societies. So spare me your ignorance when you try to call me a fascist. Spare me. What's your knowledge base? What did you do to get to the point where you turned around and you were like, calling this person a fascist is a good idea? What's the extent of your knowledge in that subject? Piss poor. Because you don't actually know what fascism is. You have this generalized idea. And you have a bunch of idiots who are now getting fired, which is hilarious. Oh man, it is funny as hell watching mainstream media fall apart. I mean, most of the idiots on here making content, saying stupid shit, they're not from the last century. They're not. They're from this century. They don't remember what the world was like before 9/11. They don't remember that shit. Not at all. They don't remember life before Obama. As an American citizen, life before Obama was great. Why? Because the federal government was not a fucking abusive piece of shit that it is today. The FBI, though always a weapon of the government, was not as corrupt as it is today. The CIA has always been corrupt. They've got no excuse. But most of the voices on here are not from the last century. They're from this century. And this century is a stupid century. Most of the people in this century grew up post No Child Left Behind. What was No Child Left Behind? Bush's idea to solve the education problem. And he did. He made everyone equally stupid. Let's see, Obama tried to solve the medical problems, right? What did he do? Make it so that nobody can afford medical coverage or comprehensive medical coverage. And if they can, they are paying out the ass for it. They're getting no assistance for it. And hell, they didn't get to keep their doctor. But let's not rehash the lies the last president from the other president. So, what, 2 presidents back now? If you want to call Joe a president, he's not the one pulling the strings, Obama is. But hey, let's not talk serious things. Because Joe's running again. The amount of information out right now concerning the criminal activities of our current president, legitimate criminal activities, unlike the shit Bragg's trying to throw at Trump, legitimate criminal activity. We're not going to do anything about it? No? No, we won't impeach Joe. Why? Because no one wants Kamala. Impeach her too. You can impeach a vice president, just like you can impeach a president. I don't know what Kamala has done. What does she do? What has she done? Besides cackle. I mean, she learned her lessons from Hillary. Hard question! Like, Jesus Christ. It is easier listening to woodpeckers bang on my house, fly across the tree, and fucking laugh at me from the tree across the street. That is less annoying. Getting woken up at 6:30 in the morning by a woodpecker just on the side of my house is less annoying than listening to Kamala or Hillary cackle. I mean, it would be less annoying to have a pack of hyenas surrounding me, all laughing. That would be less annoying, less grating on my ears than listening to Kamala or Hillary cackle. We're getting off topic though, because the topic was leftists thinking they can actually survive if everything collapses. Jokes. You guys have jokes. It's the right that won't be able to survive without AC and showers. Sure. Sure. You see, I don't live in a city. I mean, they're doing everything they can to citify my township. They're doing everything they can. They're destroying hundreds of acres of natural woodland. And then people start hitting deer, and they're like, why are there so many deer? It's because you destroyed their fucking habitats, you idiot. Why are there so many foxes? Because you destroyed their fucking habitat, you idiot. Why are there coyotes? There have always been coyotes. You just destroyed their fucking habitat. Now they got nowhere else to go. That's why you're seeing them. Because you destroyed their habitat. You guys are trying to save the world. Spare me. My area is being citified. They're destroying woodlands. They're building useless shopping malls. Useless. I mean, the housing developments they keep putting up around here. Yeah, in 5 years, most of those houses will have black mold. Most of those houses will probably be foreclosed. Because, let's face it, the economy is about to tank. And frankly, with the way this administration is putting it, saying they want to create a central bank digital currency, they damn sure are trying to get the economy to collapse so we can further go into this fiat currency of theirs. Because none of our money is backed by any legitimate mineral, right? None of it. We used to be in the gold standard. Then FDR was like, this is a terrible idea. Took us off the gold standard. Put us on silver. We had a lot of silver, mind you. We were pulling that shit out of the ground like there was no tomorrow. Then Nixon was like, we're going to get off this silver standard. At the same time, we are going to give China the means to do production on an industrial scale that they've never been able to do before. And look at us now. Not only did the most evil, well, I shouldn't say that. Wilson was pretty fucking evil. One of the most evil presidents we've ever had, FDR. If you don't understand why I say that, you do not understand what that man did to the United States and our republic. But one of our most evil presidents and one of our most hated presidents, Nixon, both of those men from both parties did something to destroy the United States in the name of solving all of our problems. And what they've done is they've given a place like China, which Nixon gave infrastructure, factories, and all of that nonsense, they've given China the ability, now that they've come out of their... Can't really say they've come out of it, but now that they've accepted that they can utilize capitalism to further their communistic goals, they have the ability to put money on the market that is backed by a precious metal. Real money. Our government here in the United States, not what we're doing. We're going digital, baby. We are doing digital, even though we get attacked all the time by cyber attacks from foreign adversaries. All this because some idiot somewhere decided it was a great idea to post to Twitter that leftists just do it better. Cool. Problem is you don't. Problem is you just never seen the right have to do these things. You've never seen what the right's capable of because the right never gets to the point where they have to take drastic actions. It never gets to that point with the right. Why? Because there's planning. There's logic. There's thought. There's, hey, if we do this, that happens. If that happens, that's a bad thing. So let's see what we could do to accomplish this goal without doing that particular thing that does this specific reaction. The left doesn't do that because the left the ends justify the means, which is the greatest thing of every dictator, every authoritarian, every evil piece of shit human being that has ever existed. The ends have always justified the means for them. So if you're looking at a problem and you have to do some pretty horrifying shit to get to the end you want, and you do it without caring, and you say the ends justify the means, you're an evil piece of shit. But yeah, the whole thing started because some dumbass was like, yeah, we're good at all this stuff, including riots. It's like, ha ha ha, yeah, the right doesn't riot, you shithead. We protest. There was a riot on January 6th, but as shit comes out, holy God, how many FBI agents were there? How many FBI agents were involved in the Proud Boys? More than there were actual Proud Boys. That governor that almost got abducted. Oh wait. 8 of the 12 people involved were feds. The fuck's Ray Epps? Where's Ray Epps? Why are the Democrats protecting Ray Epps? Probably because he's a Fed. Nothing about January 6th was spontaneous. Nothing about January 6th was in the heat of the moment. All of January 6th was a government op. Face it, the federal government used the people who showed up at the Capitol on the 6th. They used them. The people breaking into the Capitol were not part of the Trumpers. In fact, the Trumpers yelled at them, the people who were trying to break in. They yelled at them. On the other side of the building, the cops just let the people in. Explain to me how that is a riot. A bunch of people trying to stop black-clad fucking assholes breaking shit. A bunch of people signaling to the cameras to let them in before they were let in. Kind of like they were allowed. They knew, hey, when this person looks at you and goes, hey, you unlock the door. Holy shit, it's like there was a plan. But yeah, you leftists have never seen what the right's capable of, because the right never gets to the point where they actually have to take drastic actions. You're forcing them that way. Are you sure you want to do that? That doesn't seem like a good idea. Because when it comes down to the United States, it's the left that are the aggressors. It's the left that are attacking American values. It's the Democrats that are trying to destroy the constitutional republic, to replace it with their multicultural democracy. Now, if you've noticed, I've never called the U.S. a democracy. Why? Because it isn't. We are not. You would have to be educated to understand that, I guess. You'd have to do a lot of reading that you wouldn't understand because you're incapable of understanding the language from 200 years ago, even though it's the same language. The way it's used, the way it's projected, the way it's written down, you can't comprehend that. I get it. I understand it's incredibly difficult to realize that a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. I understand you don't understand why that's there. I get it. I understand you don't understand that. That's why you all argue that we're not allowed to own weapons. But how much of the fucking anti-federalist papers have you read? How many of those goddamn editorials have you read? How about the Federalist Papers? Have you read them? Have you? Probably not. I mean, John Jay always bores the hell out of me talking economics, but hey, still got to read it to understand what they were thinking. Every dumbass politician who goes, oh, democracy, they don't have the same values as the people who tried to found a nation of the people. It's a little bit redundant, but there it is. The founders, the framers, the early Federalists, they all hated democracy. They hated it. It was an abhorrent thing to them. It was an evil thing that allowed for mob rule, which got our nation into a lot lot of fucking shit before we had to form our own nation, to be honest. Well, let's not talk reality, huh? Let's everything's great, guys. The economy's doing wonderful. Joe Biden's the greatest president in the world. Kamala Harris is great at whatever she does. Whatever that is. I mean, you guys probably don't even watch the congressional hearings. You all have opinions on shit that you're not paying attention to. And it's funny because when you all get involved and you all start talking about these problems that have persisted for years, not a single one of you listens to the people who have been paying attention for years. In fact, you look at those people and you go, you fucking crazy. Like everybody who tried to point out what the fuck had been going on in Ukraine well before Russia invaded. But we're fucking crazy for having paid attention since Obama didn't do shit about it in 2014. Yeah, we're the crazy ones. Cool. Country split. The country is more than likely impossibly split. There is no way to reconcile the differences anymore. There isn't. Because a logical, sensible person will put out a logical, sensible proposal, and some crazy, psychotic leftist is going to come at it and go, because there's no diversity, there's no inclusion, there's no equity. All right, let's get this. Equity is bullshit. Equity is not equality. Equity is taking from others to give to another person who's done jack shit. These two people, same opportunities, same abilities to better themselves and to move forward in their life. One of them does it, the other doesn't. Well, equity means that we take from the one who did and give to the one who didn't. That's not what this nation's about. This nation's about equality of opportunity. We all start at the base. We're all just citizens. We all have the same rights as citizens. From there, you improve your life your own way. That's how it works. The government not supposed to give you shit. In fact, the government's not supposed to take your money the way they do, but FDR. Yep. Ignorance is bliss. I'm glad I'm not ignorant, but man, could I use some bliss in my life, because all of this nonsense, all of it, not being able to fly a fucking drone every time that dipshit in the White House decides to go the fuck home. It's getting old. It's getting tiring. I'm tired of this shithead. Tired of his party. I'm tired of the destruction they've done to my nation, my republic. Their democracy can fuck off. My republic is what's guaranteed by a constitution that apparently makes their government a reality. So if they're going to deny the Constitution, their government is not a legal government. And that's how the legality of that works. But hey, what could I possibly know? I'm an independent, a constitutionalist at that. I'm the enemy of the Democrats because they don't control me. They can't lump me in with the Republicans, and I'm going to hold the Constitution to their face and say, hey, you done fucked up. But yeah, tell me again, leftists. You'll be able to survive if shit hits the fan, because you're good at gardening and rioting? Yeah, okay.